got the heat and dust and the tough old roads of India behind us. And we've now arrived in Kyushu, the southern island of Japan, where we will be filming some of the great drives. With a bit of luck, everything that the Indian roads give us will be the opposite here, from potholes and craters to smooth as billiard tables as we drive through the great mountain ranges here. But the first place we've stayed here has been this gorgeous ryokan, very typical Japanese inn. So we'll say goodbye to them and we'll start our drive. Here we are in southern Japan, driving through the hills, through the highlands. It is lovely driving. Japan is one large mountain really, and you can drive like this sort of pine forest mountain scenery goes for days after days, which makes it such a great place to come and drive. They've actually terraced the road here to set in these rice fields. Quite incredible. The cost of building that for the amount of rice they get out of it. This part of the drive we're doing at the moment, which runs all the way along the sort of west coast of Kyushu, down as far as Nagasaki, it's got connotations actually of Big Sur in California. The waves here really brush against the rocks, and we're probably only just posed a little bit above that here on this road, and it weaves itself all along this quite dramatic coast. We're now reaching the top of Mount Unsen. It's about 3,000 feet high, but you can see the steam rising as we sit on top of this volcano. You can also hear it. I'm having to talk above the sounds of the gurgling and spluttering of what really looks like sort of hot volcanic water bursting through the surface and throwing this very strong sulfur smelling rotten eggs across us. And it was also here, many years ago, that 30 Christians who'd upset the locals ended up being cooked in here. It really is very hot and very sulphury. We're now climbing the real climax of this great drive. We're on the Nito Pass, which takes us up to 3,500 feet. We've just passed the 3,000 foot mark, 3,012 feet here, and it really is staggeringly beautiful. The whole of this drive they made very clever because they made it one way. Well, I think it's one way, and you can really drive with great flow and a certain amount of confidence. Well, the Japanese can, because they actually know for sure it's a one way. But it does have a lovely, beautiful flow. Whoever the Shinto god of driving is, that he gave this to the Japanese. It's very, very beautiful. The Nito Pass peaks at 3,500 feet. And now we're on the descent, literally the other side, facing the main island of Shikoku. But these trees, look at them, aren't they marvellous, the way they encroach upon the road and make it a little bit more tighter and a little bit more dramatic. We're now on the east side of Mount Unsen. We've actually put the volcanic part, etc., behind us. And we've also put behind the dramatic forests and actually come down to a much more sort of gentle rolling countryside area. And very different indeed. Well, that's the completion of today's drive. We've driven a great mountain there, great volcanic mountain, Unsen volcano. We've dropped down onto the east side, and as soon as we got down to the bottom, we're on a ferry, which is very convenient because that will take us across to tomorrow's destination, which is back onto the mainland. Today's drive really reflects what Japan's about. Japan is one big mountain, all the way from Nagasaki right the way down in the south, all the way to Sapporo in the north. You've just got this rolling countryside. And it's very different to where you find elsewhere. Just look at the forest, they just look Japanese. Anyway, tomorrow we roll on to more volcanic area, the area of Unsen, and hopefully that'll be as equally as delightful. So tonight is rather a treat for us all because we're staying in a ryokan, which is a very traditional Japanese hotel, but what it has is the hot spring baths, communal baths. So you get no ensuite in your bathroom. Everything's done downstairs in these very good hot springs, of which I've just been down. They had a lovely bath, a big communal bath the size of this room, with my new Japanese friends, the male section that is, and now back for a good night's sleep. This is futons tonight, and I have my bed here, which I've not only got to sort of do the blankets and the sheets, but I've also got to assemble the whole bed. So it's the first time I've ever tried it, and let's give it a go. It doesn't look too bad actually, but we'll try to see how you assemble all this. We've got basically a mattress on the floor here, which is getting itself caught up. Lower mattress, followed by the upper mattress. In fact, it doesn't look too bad at all. Reminds me of my old boarding school mattress. This is what we call, I suppose in the West, a duvet, which you just fling on top. Pillow, which again seems to be sort of full of horsehair and a little bit tough, but sure very comfortable. And there we go, half of it done. That one waiting for the geisha girl.